afternoon. I am Bishop E.E. Hunter.
And I'm Apostle LaQuinla Hunter.
And we're so excited you tuned into Ministry Shall Not Destroy My Marriage. We are in the beautiful state of Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
At the wonderful and beautiful studio of Groundbreaking Studios with Bishop Greg Davis.
Hello, Bishop E.E. Hunter.
Hello, sir.
E.E. That's a great name.
Yes, sir.
I now present to you with the word today, Bishop E.E. Hunter. He, him.
I'll take it. I'll take it. We are so excited to be here with you, Bishop.
It's good to have you. Welcome to Groundbreaking and welcome to Detroit, Michigan. And we're glad to have you.
Yes, sir. We are so glad to be here.
Great work y'all doing.
Keep us in prayer. It's a hard work,
going
but God
on
is
here.
blessing. God is blessing.
Yeah. He's kind.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
How you, Apostle?
I'm doing very well.
Good. You got that hair done. You knew you was coming to Detroit. They, to do the hair thing here.
But she like that every day, though.
I try
Every day.
to.
Oh,
I try,
all right.
I try.
All right.
I try.
All right.
She's
Good.
looking good too. Though. I blessed her.
Okay, cut all that. Come on.
You just gonna cut me like that,
Cut all
man.
that. I'm alone. Cut all that.
We are so excited.
I
We're
saw
gonna
you
cut up
going
today,
into the
y'all.
zone.
Yeah, I was there. We're going to cut up today. And with a Ministry Shall Not Destroy My Marriage, we're real raw and relevant. So we'll talk about anything from the rooter to the tutor. Yes, sir. So what are we going to talk about today with Bishop Greg Davis?
Well, the title of this particular show is Starting All Over Again. And so those who know Bishop Greg Davis, because you're very well known, know that you're newly married and wonderful things are going on in the ministry, just continue to blossoming, and God is just revolving you in so many ways. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you're doing now for our viewers who are watching?
Right now. Starting all over again.
Yes.
It's gonna be rough. Y'all don't know that. Y'all too young for
Nah,
that.
I don't know about
so
that.
rough, but we're gonna make it. You don't know that
No,
because
but I
everybody
go
in
learn.
here is under 20.
Okay.
All
He's
of
going
everybody.
deep. He's going deep.
Okay, would you ask me now? Go.
Okay.
What you know?
Where you are right now in ministry?
Where I'm at right now, I
In life,
of course do a daily television show. We just renamed the show called The Greg Davis Show for branding purposes, and been at Impact Network 3 years now. Believe it or not, new network, growing by leaps and bounds, and newly married, trying to adjust to that. It's adjustment. Two people coming together. It's a unique thing that God says, and the two shall become one flesh. But you still have your own personalities, still have your own way of doing things. And in the process, you're getting to know each other because you never really, I'm sure you all been married for a while, you're still getting to know each other, still things you find out about each other. And then we're seeking God for what's next, pastoral-wise.
Yes.
We're wanting to go back into pastoring,
Wow.
the both of us. And so we're just seeking God for where, when. We do know by the end of the year we'll be somewhere, though. That's our goal. And then, of course, expanding the brand of TV and radio and things like that. So that's kind of where we are right now.
That's going to be awesome.
It is.
That is going to be awesome. We are excited about that as well. We're excited because when they do open up the church, we coming and we're going to tape and we're going to do all that good stuff.
Bring them CDs and them books and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm the guest, but y'all got y'all stuff up here. We got to
can
get with
give us
my,
anything, Bishop.
I got to get with
What do you have?
my assistant over there and find out why y'all got y'all stuff up there. I'm on the show.
Well,
But
yeah.
anyway, go ahead and advertise your
Well,
stuff.
well,
Because
you
I'm
know-
going to advertise mine later on.
I know that's
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
I know that's
And,
right.
and we, you who have been watching us for a while now, y'all know how we are. We crazy. We gonna cut up, but we also gonna tell it like it is. So the reason why we have our stuff out here is because we want you to buy it. How about that? And you can go
Bottom
to
line, we ain't going to act like it's, oh, look what we got here. It's here because
That's right.
you want them to buy.
We want you to buy. You can go to www.gatministries.org or .com. You can also go to Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. Go and get it. It's going to bless you. We also got our brand of Ministry Shall Not Destroy My Marriage. We got the T-shirts. We got the drawers. We got the aprons. We got it all. So we need you to go get
Mic
it.
holders for your
Yeah, mic holders as well. And we do all this. So go and get it. So back to you, Bishop. Why you playing?
Why what?
Yes, sir.
We're going to dive right in, though. course, we know that you're newly married, but you were divorced. And a lot of people, once they're in ministry on that type of level, and then they go through a divorce, their ministry suffers. But yours haven't suffered. It seems like it just keeps going higher and higher. How did you recover from divorce? From somebody that's watching, thinking, okay, my ministry is going to, be destroyed if I have to make the decision to divorce.
It's all how you handle it. I think sometimes pastors and leaders think that our people are ignorant. I think they think sometimes that they're not forgiving. First of all, let me take you back. I pastored 2 churches, and in the 2 churches that I pastored, every church that I pastored, I've always been a forgiving pastor. People would come to my office. I wouldn't judge them. I wouldn't beat them over the head. One of my chief of staff, she's been with me 20-some years since we pastored here, and she'll tell you, we never condemn people. We never beat them up. Whatever they came in from doing, we love them. The Bible says, with love and kindness have I drawn you.
Yeah.
And I'm answering your question the long way. And so I think a lot of times pastors beat up people when they fall in sin, make them stand before the church and judge them, when everybody that's sitting in the church that we apologizing to, they either in it, on their way to it, or they doing something still. And so we taught people love. So when we needed love, when we needed people to forgive us, they were there for us. And so it's all in the way you handle it. When we went to them and told them that we were separating and this would be the last time we talk about it, but that we would still be there for them to give them the word that they're accustomed to. The beat is going on. This is a private matter, and we're going to handle it privately. And we never talked about it again. We didn't get up every Sunday talking about, oh, woe is me, oh, no, woe, we going through, y'all, because it wasn't about that.
And it would have took the church to
Right.
emotional change.
It takes because as the leader goes, so as the people goes. They see you happy, they're going to be happy. They see you sad, they're going to be sad. They see you with your head down, they're going to be the same thing. So it's all how you handle it. I've known many people, they try to act cocky with it. They try to, so I think it's all how you handle it. And there was no indiscretion on either one of our parts. There was not another man or woman on either one of our parts. You got to say that, on both parts nowadays. Neither one of us had another man or woman. And so it was simply we grew apart, and we were going different ways. And we'll get into this more. We put ministry before. And so when at the bottom line of it, there was no scandals. We didn't need Olivia Pope to come in. There was no scandals. So it was nothing to talk about. Then a lot of times we try to hide stuff from people. And when you hide stuff from people, they dig deeper to find out more. But when you put it out there, there's nothing to find. Next story, move on. I tell people all the time, you make things bigger than what they are. Oh, people going to be talking about me. I don't care how big you are, how little you are. Your stories are only going to last 30 days at the most. 3 days. 30 days if you're big, 3 days if they don't even know you. They're going on to the next thing. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how I think you can recover from it, is how you handle it while you're going through it.
Understood. What do you say about people that stay together just for ministry purposes and know that their marriage is dead and washed up? We counsel quite a bit and deal with a lot of people. A lot of people stay together for the financial benefit package of the church, not even necessary that they're for the marriage. It's just for the compensation that they're getting.
I say stay together if you can work it out. I say stay together if there's something still there. I say stay together if you're still happy, even if you're having a bump in the road, because everybody is going to have bumps in the road. I mean, I'm newly married, and, we've had our disagreements. We're adjusting, and we're going to get to that blended family thing later. But at the end of the day, if there's nothing there, and if you're staying together because of the children, it's the wrong reason. Because eventually they're going to get older, and you're going to find out that ain't nothing there. And if there's nothing there, don't try to make something. But if there's something there, stay there. Dr. Jamal Harrison Brown said to me, if you can make it work, Bishop, make it work, because he had been through it. And he was saying that to me because there's nothing. Single life, I don't wish it on anybody in the 21st century. It ain't what it was in the 20th century. When I was single before, it ain't what. The women is playing now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ain't no
Oh
joke.
yeah.
It ain't just the men no more.
Yeah. And
The men used to play, but the women playing, and they doing all
good.
kinds of
They
stuff.
truth be
good.
told, the
They
women are
good.
a lot worse.
They're a lot worse.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Don't send us no emails, but y'all know y'all something
Yeah,
else.
really.
I'm telling you.
Because see,
The young ones, the old ones, everybody was after you.
yeah.
No teeth, some teeth, hips, no hips, everybody,
well,
everybody.
you know why? Because you got that bald head.
I think that's what it was.
It was that bald head that was
I
attractive.
think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you can make it work, but if it's nothing there, don't stay there for the package. Don't stay there because of the church, because half them getting ready to get divorced. You know what I'm saying? You free a lot of people that's unhappy. And so I say to you, if you're there because of the church and you're there because of how much, and you don't want nobody to know, they know. They know you're going through. That you ain't hiding it from nobody. People can tell when there's a shift, especially those that are close to you.
Okay, Bishop, let me ask you this. Okay, first of all, how long were you married?
I was married 20 years.
20 years. Okay, and
Exactly,
I'm
to the day.
I'm sure you loved her, and y'all did. If you didn't love her, y'all would never got married.
I loved her, but I wasn't in love. I married because she was a great worshiper. She was a great missionary when I met her. I had known her for a while, but I started preaching at the church that they had lost their pastor, who was a friend of mine. And instead of getting the church, I got her. And she was great ministry-wise. We built ministry together. We built a great organization together, Full Gospel. I was one of the founding fathers. I am still one of the founding fathers of Full Gospel. That's what we did good together. We did all that good together. We built ministry. We built brands. We built churches. We opened churches. We built people. We got people to their purpose. We got people to their destiny. I'm sitting there looking at, I'm sitting there looking at Evangelist Sonia, who's chief of staff. She's right here on the set. Young lady came off the street. She's 16 years old. I think she was 16 years old when she came off the streets. She's an evangelist now. We got sons and daughters like this across the country. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, we wasn't. Yeah, we wasn't. You give other people advice, but when it comes to your own,
Taking it, yeah. I was talking about that to one of your staff. I said, we have to apply the principles that we give to others to our own relationships. And I think sometimes when you're trying to build brands, build people, and build ministry, if you don't stop somewhere in there, you'll lose each other. I mean, oftentimes we have to stop. I mean, we had some conversations like 3 weeks ago. I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
We were saying, yes, we're trying to obtain, but we don't want it to come to the place that we lose what
Cause
we have.
see all this, the lights and the cameras and the pulpit and people feeding into you, telling you who you are. Because what happens is you start believing your own PR, and that's the thing you don't. And people say to me all the time, "How do you stay balanced and level?" Because I don't believe all this. Because when the lights go out, you got to live with you, and a lot of times we don't like us, and that's why we like all this, because it hides all of us and all the stuff. You know, when I was much bigger, I wore bigger clothes and I wore all the gaudy jewelry and all that, and all that did was just cover stuff that I didn't want people to see, the rose and the poly and all that stuff. And that's what we do with all this stuff. This is the cosmetics, our robes and the stuff and all that stuff. But we got to go home. And the worst thing in the world is go home and be unhappy. Go home and be miserable. And I refuse to do it. I refuse to be unhappy. I just refuse it. And thank God for a father in the ministry, Bishop Paul Morton, who didn't throw me away, who forgave me. Tough love, he beat me up, you know, because in front of it, and this came out of his mouth. He said, "Hey, Bishop Davis," this is my Paul Morton. "Hey, Bishop Davis, yeah, you and Pastor Kim, you disappointed me. People around the country, I always tell them, you know, this is the model couple. Look at them. Yeah, look at us. You're looking at what you see on the outside. You're not looking on the inside." And then it got to be a thing of, let me see how I can put this. There were places God was taking me, you know, the Word Network, and we were so used to doing team ministry together, but that wasn't a team piece. So it started interfering to the place that I was given an ultimatum: either do this or come home.
Now, with that, because if y'all were one, then would that have should that have come in between?
Well, there are some things that being one that, how can I put it? Somebody may ask you to do something, may not ask her.
So true.
But that don't mean that y'all not still one and you still not a team. There's certain places that she may go, and they may come and ask her to do her own women's talk show. You ain't gonna be up there talking about, yeah, I'm with my wife hanging out doing a women's t-shirt.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
He loved it.
Then y'all need to talk about it now, because there's some things that may. What do you do if you offered
Yeah,
something
yeah.
and she's not, or she's offered something and you're not?
You compliment
Yeah,
from home,
yeah.
or you
You right. See, let me tell you, with Pastor Katina, my wife, she's a heck of a preacher. I mean, right now I'd be comfortable with doing my TV show, getting off the road, and pushing her on the road, because she can preach. I've been doing this 28 years now this year, preaching and stuff on the road. That's why I want to get somewhere and sit down and pastor. So I think it comes with being secure with who you are. And so now, from hindsight, I need, we have this talk now. Hey, babe, might be some things I do. She don't want no part of this. She don't want to do TV. She don't like this. This ain't what she likes. She'll come on every now and then, but it can be an issue when one is going and you've been used to being. That's all I'm gonna say about that, because I don't throw nothing bus and things.
No, but it's
But it-
helping
yeah,
because
it-
a lot of
because it
marriages are
happens.
destroyed. I mean,
Yeah, just know that everything that he do, you can't do, and everything she do, you can't do. And even with y'all, I mean, somebody may come and ask her to do a show, or somebody may come ask you to do a CD solo project.
yes.
That's what happens. I had Lisa Page on the show yesterday. They started asking her to do stuff outside of the girl. That's what happened with Beyonce. That's what breaks groups up. But so if you have an understanding that we all free to do our own thing, PJ Morton, who's a part of Maroon 5, he's free to do his own thing. Adam is on The Voice. Them guys don't care. Just together, when we get together, we still can do our own thing.
That's it.
You got to know that you're still secure
Being
in.
a team, but you may have different operations.
Exactly. Because you got different anointings.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And there's some.
I hope I got
some
that
of them
over.
anointings work good together, and some of them work, different. Because I definitely, a lot of things, especially with HP, I get up under Bishop and do mostly the administrative side.
Yeah. Which you do a very good job at that.
Oh my God.
Sorry, we love. Amen.
I
Because
got
we
to
work
endure
hard.
these, and I got to do this.
Because we work hard on
Yeah.
ministry. Could have took us out a lot of times, and we've seen it take a lot of people, a lot of good, anointed, talented people. One of we had mentors who he traveled in the ministry. His wife traveled with him. I never would have thought in a million years anything was wrong. When they took a blow, we took a blow because how we esteemed them.
We know
saw
how
them.
to make it look good and medicate it and all that.
Woo!
But let me go back, because one of the things that you have to do is talk about. Since I've gone through it, then now, those that are watching, and even y'all, you need to go in home and talk about that. What if I get called? Are you okay
Yes.
with me getting a call to do this? Because it can. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it can be an issue.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that,
And I didn't even know it was an issue.
yeah.
Now that's serious too. If communication, especially in African American marriages, mastering talking. I mean, you talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but let's talk about us.
Cause see, I'm like this.
Yes.
Pastor Katina go out and preach. Paycheck come into one house.
For real.
I go out
God
and
is
preach,
growing
check
and
coming in.
increasing.
The checks all come in the same house.
But you know what?
Go do it.
But that is so true. But there are people on the flip side who don't see it like that.
They don't.
Yeah, and I know a lot of preachers
That's
right
what's
now.
wrong with Ike. Ike was insecure.
Yeah.
He wasn't good enough with saying rolling,
For real. He would have been
rolling. No, Ike wanted more. And then he wanted to be Tina. He wanted to be Tina, and he wanted to live through Tina. And Ike was insecure.
And there are a lot of
Anytime a
preachers
man
who
beat
are.
a woman, he's insecure.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's
Yeah.
taking out what he's insecure about. You know, he wasn't good with just ruling.
I didn't know you could sing, Bishop.
Ruling. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But it is so true though, and that's why when you marry your mate, they have to be compatible in the beginning, from the beginning. Because if not, during that long run, issues are gonna come up where hey, it can tear it down.
Right,
It
exactly.
can tear it down.
So that's why at the top of the list, communication. Talk about all this. Where you going together, how you going to do together, all that kind of stuff. Even this studio, me and Mike Williams, plug, does editing, plug. We came together. I had the cameras. He got the editing. You know, he got to know how. I don't know how to work no cameras. I just knew I wanted some cameras because I'm tired of asking for everybody else's cameras. Yeah. We came together in community. But before we did that, our family sat right in this living room, and we met. We met at the Hudson Cafe. Plug, y'all send some money. Met at the Hudson Cafe. Yes. And then separately, I sent them home. I said, you and your wife need to talk about this. Talk about what we getting ready to do. Me and my wife talked about it, you know, and we don't communicate. Why could I tell them that? Because I have went through, and so now I can tell others. I can walk in a church and tell y'all faking.
In like a minute.
Y'all faking. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all faking. I have done it. And get to lunch with the pastor and say, so what's wrong with you and your wife? How could you tell? Because I've been there. I've been there. It's so easy to fake. We had three locations at one while, and you know, the armor bearers take me home, but they weren't taking me home. You know, they knew, but the rest of the church didn't know. You can live in different places. Man, there's preachers that got second homes. They don't even live together. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's deep.
Bishop, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
This is
for
good.
the truth and the transparency,
Yes.
and it's going on in the church world. It is going on in the church world.
We ain't talking about P. Diddy now. We're talking about in church.
Church, that's right.
Did you ever think you would get married again? I know you're married now, but during that transition, did
You
you
know,
say,
when
I'm
you go-
quit, I'm done with this?
Yeah, when you go through divorce, you go through many different changes. It's like a death. When I first got divorced, I said never again. I said never again. And then I said, well, maybe. Then I said, never again. Then I said, maybe. Then after 2.5 years, I said, I'm getting married again.
Were you was it lonely having companionship?
Oh
someone
man,
to talk to?
this also used to be my place that we're in. It was. Yeah, I see. The thing about it is, I reach thousands of people, potential millions of homes every day. All these people I'm talking to is my family. Then when you come and turn the key, and you walk in this place by yourself, and I don't care how much folks say they're gonna check on you, they don't check on you. I don't care how much folks say come over to dinner for the holiday, they really don't mean that because they don't call you on the holiday. It's very lonely. Singleness is very lonely. And then I'm already funny acting. No, I know me.
Yeah.
I want to be bothered sometimes. Sometimes I want to be bothered. You know, I'm funny acting. And so to work around me and work for me and work with me, you got to understand me. I'm funny acting. I may answer the phone 1 minute and say, hey, what's going on? Next minute I might say, yeah, what you need? You know, and people, that's what they just got to know. I don't mean no harm in either
Well,
one.
sometimes you don't even
Reply. No, reply.
because you did that to me one time.
No, that's just busyness. No, I try to answer everybody. It just take a little longer
You
now.
are kind.
It take a lot longer now. But it's very lonely, and so at the end of the day, it's not good for a man to be alone. But I wrote a list of what I wanted. I'm talking about everything from the way I wanted my wife to look. Now one thing she is that I didn't want another preacher.
Why not?
Why was that?
Because I just wanted a wife. I didn't want somebody to compete with. I just wanted a wife. She didn't necessarily have to work. I take care of it. I just wanted a wife.
Plug right here. Get the book because one of the chapters is in our book is called "This Is Not a Competition."
Right.
Okay?
No, that's good. Actually, you should have plugged that like 10 minutes ago because I was talking about competition with the Word Network. You kind of slow.
I'm catching up though.
I didn't want competition, even though she's not the kind. But I wrote out what I wanted, and I found out in my first list I was asking for too much. That's why I could never find it. When I let go, because I didn't want any other kids neither. But when I let go some things on there, because somebody told me, say, you'll never find it, because it's just impossible. Realistically. And so, because if you're looking for somebody that's 30s, late 30s, 40, they're going to have some kids. Or they're going to want a kid or whatever. So I let that go. And then the preacher thing, there's one key thing my wife said to me. She said, I'm not looking for you to be bishop. I'm looking for you to be my husband. Because she also was married to a preacher. And so at that place, I knew we was on the same page, that we wasn't going to let ministry
Destroy
our marriage. That's a plug.
Yeah. Appreciate
So
that. Go get the book.
Yes. That competitive piece is real serious.
Yeah.
We see so much. I think a turnoff for me, I see a lot of strong women in ministry, but they horrible wives.
Yeah.
And that was a turnoff for me.
Well, but is that because they have horrible husbands? Because let me say this: a lot of times wives want to do better, but we don't give them enough time to do better. You can't have your wife at church all day long, and then expect her to take care of the kids and take care of cooking. Why you ain't cook? Well, she's been at the church with you all day long. So then maybe you should hire somebody to cook, or maybe you should hire somebody to clean, and all that stuff. You got to make sure that you're not asking for too much. A lot of times men ask for too much.
Yeah. But and also I think a lot of times some of these women were just like trifling in there.
No, they are some trifling now.
Yeah, and I think
You know,
I was
the new word is ratchet.
Ratchet. Okay.
Yeah,
Got to bring you on up. It's
Yeah, I
ratchet.
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking away from that. They are.
Yeah.
But I do know in a lot of cases, a lot of women feed off of ratchet men.
wow. And I think I was talking more from the perspective of husband and wives that are in ministry together, maybe senior pastors together, and preaching, on a certain level. Some women who feel like their ministry are a little stronger than their husband. That's where that's just.
But some are.
But that doesn't give you a right
No.
not to handle yourself appropriately as a wife.
Yeah.
Hollering and yelling and some stuff ought not be.
Yeah. I agree. I see where you're at.
You still need to be submissive to a certain degree.
Well,
and I'm
I
not
think when
saying
you
like
walk
and
through
like
the
dominate over me,
Well,
but
I think that when you walk through the doors of your home, roles change anyway.
yes.
We would like to thank you for tuning in to this week's airing of Ministry Shall Not Destroy My Marriage. And remember to visit our website, www.gatministries.com, where you can purchase your copy of this book, or you can purchase a copy of this week's airing or any other airing. And remember to make a donation to Thai TV to help them continue to spread the gospel across the nation.